Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello students, welcome to second PUC accountancy revision classes. Students, in the previous class we have discussed about the issue of shares, that is different structure of share capital, that is a share capital structure we have discussed about. Then under that, authorized capital issued, subscribed, called up and paid up, we have analyzed the meaning of that. And then I told you what type of problem they may ask. So value will be given sometimes they will give you the number of shares, so you should be very careful while reading the problem. Make sure that whether the given information is number of shares or the value of total shares. If it is value of total shares, you have to take that value. If it is you have to divide it by the face value, maybe mostly 10, then you will get number of shares, and you have to take those numbers and into application money, allotment money, whatever it is, you have to multiply. If you take straight away that 1 lakh into then application money, then the entire solution will go wrong. So be careful at the beginning itself. Make sure that whatever value you are writing is correct. Otherwise, instead of 12, the student may get a big 0. Be careful about this. Clear? Yes. Then we have discussed about that is par, premium and discount, meaning of par, issue of shares at par, issue of shares at premium and issue of shares at discount, right? Then I told you what is minimum subscription, what is over subscription, what is under subscription, isn't it? Analyze the meaning of those concepts. Now, types of shares, there are two types of shares, that is equity shares and preference shares. Equity shares are also called ordinary shares. I have made it clear in my previous class, isn't it? That is, equity shares or ordinary shares, both are one and the same. Two names for the same, that is concept. Then preference shares, isn't it? You have studied in first year PUC, that is in your business finance, right? Business finance. In that you have studied about equity shares and preference shares, the rights of equity shareholders and preference shareholders. That is, ordinary shareholders will enjoy voting rights, isn't it? They can participate in the meeting, annual general meeting, AGM, and dividend on equity shares is not fixed. It varies depending upon the profit earning capacity of the business. Higher the profit, higher will be the dividend, and lower the profit, lower will be the dividend. Sometimes even after earning higher profits, shareholders may get less dividend because the management may decide in the annual general meeting to divert the profit for expansion or development of the business. Maybe opening up of new branches, or that is opening of new outlets, isn't it? Or modernization, that is introduction of new technology, sophisticated technology will be used in the production. For that, money is required. So instead of borrowing from outside and paying, that is a fixed interest charges in the form of interest, isn't it? It is better if we use our own money, that is, we call it as plowing back of profits or self-financing, correct? Self-financing or plowing back of profit, that is, using the profits earned in the business for further development, which is risk-free finance. There is no risk at all because we need not pay any fixed charges on that, and we need not repay that amount because it is our own money, the company's own money. That is the cheapest source of finance, isn't it? Now moving on to the preference shares, the preference shareholders, they enjoy preferential rights both in terms of repayment of capital at the time of liquidation of the company and payment of dividend during the lifetime of the company. Preference shareholders, they will get at a fixed rate irrespective of the amount of profit earned. Here the principle of higher the profit, higher the dividend will not apply, because whatever the profits earned by the company, the preference shareholders will be given at a fixed rate of interest. That is we call it as like dividend, but it is we call it as interest, isn't it? Fixed rate is always, it is fixed. 9% preference shares, 11% preference shares, they should be paid at 11% or 9% in the as the return for the shares. So, and preference shareholders, they enjoy the preferential rights over repayment of capital. That is, if the company goes into liquidation, then preference shareholders' dues must be cleared first. Then, if money remains, then only the equity shareholders will get back their capital. Then, during the lifetime of the company, first preference shareholders' dividend should be paid. Then, if profits are left, then out of those remaining profit, dividend to equity shareholders will be declared after taking the decision in the annual general meeting, right? Yes, that is what the preference shares are. One more share was there, that is deferred shares, but it is not there nowadays. So, only two types of shares, equity shares and preference shares. Moving on to the next part, we'll take up, that is straight away, we'll take up problem. Well, before that, when we issue shares at premium, journal entry will be premium account is to be credited, we call it as securities premium reserve account. That account is to be credited if it is if the shares are issued at a premium, isn't it? And it is a profit to the business. So we give credit to the securities premium reserve account. If the shares are issued at a discount, then discount being lost to the business, so we will give debit to discount account. So the entry will be equity share allotment account debtor, discount on issue of shares account debtor, isn't it, to equity share allotment account, equity share capital account, equity share capital account. Equity share allotment account debtor, discount on issue of shares account debtor to equity share capital account. That is the journal entry we have to pass if there is a discount. Discount account always should be debited because it is a loss to the business. If it is issued at premium, share allotment account debtor, equity share allotment account debtor to equity share capital account to securities premium reserve account. That is the journal entry we have to pass. So that is about issue of shares at discount and premium. Let me take up one small illustration and let us pass journal entries here. XYZ Limited having an authorized capital of rupees 5 lakh issued to the public shares of the value of rupees 3 lakh with the face value of rupees 10. Face value of rupees 10. The terms of issue was as follows. The terms of issue, let us take up this as 2 on application, 5 on allotment including premium, then 5 on first and final call. 5 on first and final call. Past necessary journal entries in the books of the company. What will you do in this case? Read the problem properly. XYZ Limited with an authorized capital of rupees 5 lakh issued to the public shares of the value of rupees 3 lakh with a face value of rupees 10 each. The terms of the issue given 2 plus 5 plus 5 including premium it is given during allotment. That means shares were issued at a premium, correct? Issued at a premium. Here the total number of shares, how much? See this friends, authorized capital of rupees 5 lakh, is it required for us? No, it is not required. We are concerned only about the paid up capital, the issued capital. We are not concerned about issued and paid up capital is required for us. We are not concerned about the authorized capital. For solving the problem on issue of shares, authorized capital is not required. So you may ask why it is given then, just to confuse you people. Remember this. You may take 5 lakh as your, that is a value of shares, and you will take, that is a, you will divide it by 10, you will get 50,000 shares, and you will start solving the problem. Entire solution will be wrong and marks will be 0. Remember. So be careful friends. We are concerned about issued to the public how many share, what is the value of those shares issued to the public? 3 lakh. Now find out the face, that is the total number of shares. What is the face value? 10, isn't it? So cancel this. How many shares are there? 30,000 shares. This is your concern. You are concerned only about 30,000 shares and not 50,000 shares. Remember. Clear? Yes. Now first entry will be for issue of shares. Am I correct? Issue of shares. So application money is 2 per share. 2 per share. Correct. So first entry should be for issuing the applications. You are issuing the applications by receiving money. Isn't it? So money comes along with the filled application. Am I correct? So bank account debtor to equity share. If it is equity share, it is not mentioned, so we will take it as share application account. Share application account. You will write how much? You have to write here 30,000 into how much? 2 rupees, right? So 60,000 is the value here. Don't get confused. Is it clear? Then you have to write the narration, that is being application money received on 30,000 equity shares at rupees 2 each. 30,000 shares at rupees 2 each. That narration you have to write. A journal entry without narration is wrong, and a journal entry without proper amount is also wrong. Both will fetch 0. No, not even a single mark. Remember. So bank account debtor to share application account. Then immediately what you have to do is, I told in my previous video, that is you have to transfer this amount received to share application to share capital account. Share capital account. So share application account debtor to share capital account. Share capital account. How much it is? Very simple friends. Same amount, 60,000. You have to write 60,000. Then write narration. How to write narration? Being application money transferred to share capital account, or money received on application transferred to share capital account. Or you can quantify it. Money received on 30,000 equity shares at rupees 2 towards application, isn't it? Transferred to share capital account. That is what you have to do here. Then first part is done. First part is done. First entry, the first stage, application stage is done. you will get 2 marks, 1 plus 1, that's all. Now, let us move on to next part, that is allotment stage. Remember friends, here including premium, did they mention how much is the premium? No. So how much is the premium here? Can you guess? You just take the total of this, 2 plus 5 plus 5, it will be 12. What is the face value? Face value is given in the problem as 10. That means you are collecting 12 rupees. Very simple, 2 rupees is the premium. So calculate in this way, don't get confused. Don't say that problem is wrong, information is not given in the problem, information given in the problem is incomplete. No, always it will be correct. So you should take the total of these, find out the total of this, it will be 12, compare it with the face value, difference is nothing but, here instead of 10 we are collecting 12, that means 2 rupees being premium, we are collecting 2 rupees extra, that is nothing but issued at premium, right? So here out of 5, 3 will be towards allotment amount and 2 rupees will be premium, 3 plus 2, isn't it? So it is premium. Now let us pass journal entry for this. Date mostly will be avoided in this, but if date is there, you have to provide for a date column here. Clear? You have to provide for a date column. So here write it. I told you during second stage, at the time of allotment, the entry will go in a reverse way. Correct? That is, I told you here bank account will start with bank account, but here share allotment account will come first. Most of the students, they will pass the same entries again. Bank account to share allotment account to share capital account. Amount is correct, entry is correct, but first entry is given next entry is given first. Is there any benefit? No. What will happen ultimately? Again, egg, isn't it? Nothing other than that. So, during allotment stage, you have to pass the entry, share allotment account, equity share allotment account if it is equity share, isn't it? Share allotment account letter to share capital account. One more, to securities premium reserve account. Securities premium reserve account. So decide here how much it is. Premium is rupees 2 and share capital is 3, isn't it? Allotment account, total amount, that is 5. What is the number of shares? How many number of shares are there? 30,000, right? 30,000 into what is the allotment amount? Rupees 5. So 1,50,000 debit aspect. Share capital account here 30,000 into how much? How much towards allotment? 3. So 90,000 here. Credit column. Then securities premium reserve account. How much? 30,000 into 2. 60,000, right? Yes. 60,000. This is what the entry will be. Remember friends, how to arrive at, if premium amount is given in the problem, fine. Even then you have to check. You have to check. But here premium amount is not given. They told including premium. So find out the premium amount as rupees 2, isn't it? As in this case, it is 12. So 2 rupees being premium. So we have bifurcated here. Total is 5 including premium. So 3 plus 2. We took it, we have bifurcated it into share capital and securities premium reserve account. Now, you made the allotment money due. You have to write narration for that. That is, being allotment money due on 30,000 shares at rupees 5, including rupees 2 premium. This is the narration you have to write. Being allotment money due on 30,000 shares at rupees 5 each, including rupees 2 premium. That is what the narration is. Clear? Now what do we have to do? Fourth entry should be for collection of amount. Let us collect the amount now. When we collect the amount, cash comes into the business, bank entry. I told you no cash business here, only bank, right? So bank account debtor to share allotment account. Share allotment account. How much? The entire amount, including premium. Bank account total amount you will receive. How much? 1,50,000, isn't it? Then to share allotment account, same amount, 1,50,000. Two stages over. Here you will get 2 marks for this compound entry, having 2 credits and 1 debit, isn't it? 2 marks for this, 1 mark for this. So 2 plus 1, 3 plus 2, 5 marks will be given for this. Then what should be the next entry? We have to move on to the next part, that is call stage, isn't it? Call stage is there. First and final call, because only one call is there, so first and final call. If there are 2 calls, second call will be second and final call, and first call will be first call. So let us pass entry for the third stage, that is a call stage. You have to make the call money due here. Like allotment, in the same way you have to pass entry here. First you have to make the call money due. You have to inform the shareholders, pay the money, pay first call money, then only they will pay. Remember, so make the first call money due, share first and final call account debtor, share first and final call account debtor to share capital account. Share capital account, how much it is? First and final call, how much? Number of shares are 30,000 into how much? 5 rupees, correct. So 1,50,000. 1,50,000. Same amount in credit column also. We have to write, being first and final call money due on 30,000 shares at rupees 5 each, at the rate of 5, isn't it? Then shares first and final call money is made due. Now we have to receive amount. We will get the amount when we receive money. Bank account debtor, correct. So next entry will be bank account debtor to share first and final call account. First and final call account. So right here 30,000 into 5, 1,50,000. Here also 1,50,000. Being first and final call money received on 30,000 shares at rupees 5 each. That is what you have to do here. Problem is solved. Suppose if the amount is not received fully, if there is a sentence like terms of issue 5 on first and final call, all the money is duly received except the first and final call on 1,000 shares. The instruction is like, all the money was received, all the monies were received except on 1,000 shares. Then what will you do? This is called calls in arrears. Calls in arrears means the money demanded by the company on the shares but not paid by the shareholders. They may ask you what is calls in arrears. Then you have to write, calls in arrears means the amount on the shares is demanded by the company but not paid by the shareholders. Money demanded on shares by the company but not paid by the shareholder is called calls in arrears. Remember. Then your entry will change here, friends. First entry will remain as it is, share first and final call account debtor to share capital account. This is correct entry. Then how much you have actually received during first and final call? They told we have received first and final call money on how many shares? 29,000 shares, friends. They told other than 1,000 shares. Other than 1,000 shares. That means only on 29,000 shares. So you have to do here, what you have to do is, you have to pass the entry like this. 29,000 into 5. Then you have to show the calls in arrears here. In some cases it is not given like that. They simply neglect, that is overlook the calls in arrears part. But if you refer standard textbooks, calls in arrears should be recorded here, isn't it? Calls in arrears account debtor. If you write or if you omit, nothing will happen. So they will not deduct marks. They cannot deduct marks for that. Calls in arrears account debtor. Account debtor, isn't it? To share first and final call account. First and final call account. How much it is? Calls in arrears how much? 1,000 into rupees 5, isn't it? So how much it will be? 29,000 into 5. So it will be 1,45,000. Is that correct? 1,45,000. Then 1,000 into 5, 5,000. Calls in arrears to share first and final call account, 1,50,000. Right? Yes, that is what we have to do here. Very, very simple, friends. So if there is calls in arrears, you have to adjust here. Amount received is 1,45,000 only, because we didn't receive amount on 1,000 shares. That means we have received only on 29,000 shares. 29,000 into 5, 1,000 into 5, total in share first and final call account. That is what we have to do here. Very, very simple problem, right? Yes. If there is a discount, then what we should do? If there is a discount during allotment, suppose total amount comes to, here they wrote rupees 3, not 3, maybe rupees 2, 1 being discount, isn't it? Then you have to pass journal entry during allotment stage as share allotment account debtor, discount on issue of shares account debtor to share capital account, This is the entry you have to pass. Suppose the amount is like rupees 2, isn't it? So it will come to how much? Rupees 9, including premium. Delete this. Discount is allotted during, always discount will be allotted during, given during allotment stage, whether it is mentioned in the problem or not, it will be. If it is not mentioned, then discount will be given, that is during allotment stage. Is a loss to the business. So we will pass entry here, that is a share allotment account, rupees 2, 1 being, how much it is? That was the total, 5 plus 2, 7 plus 2, 9. So what is the face value? 10. Difference is discount, 1 rupees discount. Clear? Yes. So what we have to do is 30,000 number of shares, it remains as it is, no change, isn't it? Allotment account how much? Allotment account rupees 2, discount account 30,000 into 1, right? Total in, that is 30,000 into 3 is the total amount, will go to share capital account. So 60,000, 30,000 isn't it? And 90,000. This is what you have to do if there is a discount during allotment stage. Clear? Yes. So we will take up, that is a forfeiture of shares in the next class. Call scenarios I have covered, isn't it? Yes. Premium covered, discount covered. So only forfeiture and reissue will be there. I will take up that in the next class. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.